Hey y'all, Jamie here, proud 56-year-old trans woman from New Orleans. So, where last I left off, well, I was in Slidell, Louisiana, on the North Shore from New Orleans, and I was in a Mustang that the owners of the bar had bought for their houseboy. Yes, you heard that right, their houseboy. And the houseboy was trying to get in a mother's panties here, and he had invited me out to the parking lot to come look at the car that they had bought for him. While we were out there, he wanted to smoke a joint. While we were smoking a joint, his hand landed on my thigh and started working its way north, honey. I look up and there's the owner, Chuck, one of the owners of the bar, Chuck, staring at us right through the window. Busted, honey. Dead busted. Here's the thing, we weren't having sex, we weren't even making out. If they'd have given us a minute, who knows? Who knows? I wouldn't have done it right there in the parking lot. I doubt that, not in broad daylight. But who knows? Who knows? And before y'all say anything, those of y'all that have been around a while, yes, I had a husband at the time, my old ex-husband, Mickey. Mm-hmm. Mickey used to fuck everything with two legs, honey. Probably still does. And, so I always felt like it was up to me to return the favor. What he thought he was doing to me was already being done to him. So it was what it was, y'all. Now, when they busted us sitting out there, of course, I wasn't going to do anything with this boy. And honestly, me and my friend Felina had our little production company called Shane Gender Productions. We were doing shows. We had arranged to hold a pageant called Miss Gay North Shore that we owned on the North Shore at Billy's, okay? Now, we were working out the details that day, so we worked out all of that. We made an arrangement on what we were going to make off the door, what they were going to make, so on and so forth. After we banged out all that, we went on about our way. Now, we had a standing once a month show at Billy's back then. That's how we had worked out the deal with them about the pageant, was because every month we would go there once a month and we would have our little Billy's and Slidell show. We had a lot of fun with it too. We always packed the place. People loved us. We loved them. It was a great time. It really was. So this was leading up to the pageant, okay? And one of our show nights, we had asked my friend Bianca to do the show with us. We had hired her. We had paid her to come on board and come do the show with us. Now, back in those days, I had boobs. They weren't huge, but I had boobs. Felina, on the other hand, was just starting out. She didn't really have boobs yet to speak of. I mean, her chest was still a chest, not breast. And she had a boyfriend, a husband of her own named Don. Felina, me, and Don had all ridden to the bar that night, together. And I don't know where Mickey was. Mickey, this is for his current wife, Big Nose Kate over there. Girl, you like to put your nose in all my business? Yeah, Big Nose Kate. You listening? Yeah, Mickey was probably off with his sugar daddy, taking part in, little Greek orgies in the back of the fucking limousine, like I know that particular sugar daddy enjoyed, allegedly. Totally allegedly, of course. Anyway, so we all go to Billy's in Slidell this night, and we're going to do the show. Me and Felina and Bianca, although Bianca had her own rod, she went with her husband. We brought this other lady named Honey Harlow with us to MC the show. Honey Harlow was an older girl from, I think the 60s and 70s was when she transitioned. She was going to be our MC. It was going to be a great time, It was hilarious. During the show, Honey Harlow got up there, proceeded to tell these rednecks on the North Shore about how when she was castrated, the doctor gave her nuts in a jar and she kept them as a souvenir. She thought this was hilarious. The bar, it kind of went over. It could have gone either way. Some people got the joke. A lot of people did not, okay? Now, all during the show, every time that Bianca needed to change and get ready for her next number, she would go in the back, and we were getting dressed in the back behind the bar. There was a room, the storeroom. So we're changing back there. Well, Felina's husband, Don. Don has eyeballs bugging out of his head every time he sees Bianca. Every time she goes back there to change clothes, there's Don. Felina even told him, "You better get your ass out of here. I see what the fuck you're doing," because he kept staring at Bianca while she was changing clothes. Bianca had big old pretty implants. Bianca had lower body work done where she had curves. Bianca was a bombshell. Bianca was built like a bombshell. And so Bianca's doing her thing. She's paying him no mind, granted, but he's steadily every time she's changing. Okay. So Felina takes note. Felina's doing Valiums. She's taking Valiums all night, popping them, popping pill after pill after pill, drinking heavily. And by the time the bar let out, we go out in the parking lot, and the next thing I know, Felina starts beating the fuck out of Don. I mean, beating him up one side and down the other, all across the parking lot, dragging him. This parking lot had oyster shells for the parking lot. She was dragging him through the broken up, crushed up oyster shells. And Bianca started to go get in it. And I had to say, whoa, 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 girl, stay out of that. Trust me. And if y'all want to know what happens next, because it keeps going, y'all know the routine, darling. Be here next time, and I will too. I love you all. I love you all for watching, and I love you for the comments. I will talk to you later. Bye, y'all.